All right, so I'm Eric Baudet. I'm the SEO manager at PennWell. And so I didn't start at PennWell, I started at Creative Labs. They were the first company to develop the MP3 player, which you've never heard of because iPod beat us out and they won the long war. Then I moved to PennWell, and I've been doing B2B publication for the past 6 years. Some of it was actually under Michael Kirchhoff. And then for the last about year and a half, I've been doing it by myself. So really, PennWell is a very large B2B media company. We have over 118, 120, something like that, news conference websites, going along about 7 main vertical industries. Anywhere from dental, fire, oil and gas, power, and we have over 150 editorial staff worldwide, and I try to talk with every one of them once a quarter, so that's always fun. And it's actually more than 53% now. It's about 55% of all of our traffic comes from search engines. So one of our main problems at PennWell is about 2011, Google removed all of our not found data. And the vast majority of the people who come in through Google to look at one of our articles is actually a long tail search, and it's usually not a head tail. It's usually some very, very niche business need that they have through a lot of our industries. So the main focus of why I'm trying to combine these data sources is so that I can actually apply SEO data and combine it with our business analytics data. And then so we have all the other types of SEO data too, besides just keyword data, right? So we have keyword data, we have link data, we have analytics data, and then we have some page data, engagement data. And what I want to do is I want to combine all those data into one central source or repository, do an analysis on that, and then to be able to gain some insights from that analysis, create an action, and then measure that action, see if it's done well or not. So I really want to see the most important signals for all that data, and to look at a holistic view at both a page and keyword level. And for us, at PennWell, it's really important to look at data holistically and not just at a certain, one certain article or one certain page, because that doesn't give us the entire view of how everyone's coming into our site. So, the place I started to get this keyword data, of course, is the Data Cube. It's a wonderful tool. You can download 10,000 keywords from any website, and you can use it to use rank keywords for that website or keywords from competitors' websites. So you can almost do this analysis with a competitor's website, but you just don't have the business analytics. To me, the business analytics data, which is for us is page view and visits. For an e-commerce site, it would be revenue and orders, or whatever other conversion metrics you value, you can use into this and put it into the data. So we want to use the best data based on your tools. So our goal here is to get an overall picture of search behavior. And we want to do that, we want to combine different data sources. We want to combine keyword data sources, link data, business analytics. And I think what BrightEdge found and what I've found too is that the best way to do this, and really the best way, and I think almost the only way to do this, is we have to look at page level, and we have to look at every page on our entire website, right? Because with BrightEdge, we can get keyword data and the page it came on, you get link data, you get the different links that are coming in, their anchor text and the page that it goes to. And then with our business analytics data, we get how many page views, how many visits, or how many orders and revenue came from either the landing page, which is another page, or a specific page on our website. After that, what I need to do is to normalize the page URL data. So page URLs come in very different formats from a wide variety of tools. And so you can see some of the tools there that you can use. You can use the BrightEdge Data Cube or the keyword data for keyword data. And there's other keyword data tools, of course. For link data, you can use BrightEdge backlink data, Moz Open Site Explorer, SEO Majestic, Ahrefs. You can combine it with Google Keyword Console, or of course you can use your business analytics, which is, for us it's Adobe Analytics. We also can use this with Google Analytics, Web Trends, whatever. Really the most important thing is to make sure that all of your page URLs are the exact same and they will be able to do an exact match together. So you want to use, do it all into this very similar one. So if you're using www.domain.com, which is, this is PennEnergy, so www.pennenergy.com, you want to make sure you get data that has HTTP or HTTPS. You want to modify it so that it's all www.yourdomain. And to me, that was sort of the critical part that sort of brought all this together. So how did I bring it together? I used Power BI to bring it together. Power BI is a business analytics tool for Microsoft. I also have been able to do this in an Excel spreadsheet with a pivot table, but it's huge and unwieldy, and I have found this is actually a bit better. So what I did is I uploaded all the spreadsheets with their data to Power BI, so keyword data, business analytics, link data, whatever data you have for SEO. And then I established a connection between the data sets using the page URL. And this is very similar as opposed to same as Microsoft Access, where you can combine wing sets, indexes for your database. So you're essentially setting an index that you want to combine this all with. And then what I did is I added all the, once all the data is combined, and Power BI is very explicit, so if you don't have the page URL set correctly and exact matches it, it'll tell you, you did this wrong. Gives you a bunch of errors. But once it's all correct in the system, then you can add, what I did is I take all the fields I have for the data, and I combine it all into one super big spreadsheet or report that Power BI has. And that's just an internal report that you're then going to use to be able to filter and to be able to drill down and to see the data you actually want to see. But really, I found that combining all into one report is sort of essential to be able to then filter down to what you want to see from that report. So this is essentially the huge report, and with some of the Power BI tools here. And so what you can do in Power BI is obviously you can filter based off of any of the fields. So you can filter based off keywords. You can filter based off of what it has, page views or whatever data you have. You can filter based off of Google clicks from Google Search Console. And then you can also create calculated fields for your reports if you want to know pages per visit or revenue per visit and things like that. Then you can refine the report based upon what you're actually trying to look for. So in one of my sessions with our editorial staff, they wanted to look at more of renewable energy keywords and renewable energy content and try to create better renewable energy content. So I was able to refine a report down into solar keywords and solar content and be able to find some keywords and some content ideas that they can then create and use to gain searches. So what I did here is I was able to find sort of gaps in our own content coverage in solar for solar power that we are able to write more content about and to be able to rank for that content. So all these keywords I'm already ranking for someplace else on the website, on the page URL, but I wanted to only look at the ones where I don't actually get real visits and page views. So as we heard earlier in the keynote, 50 to 70% of our content doesn't actually give us actionable traffic. And so I want to be able to have our content team then go back and create content that will give us actionable traffic, right? That's sort of the whole point, especially being a publishing company. So I was able to narrow down the topic to solar with help of the editorial team. That sort of the direction came from them, and then I was able to sort of execute on their direction, identify gaps then in the keyword for good content, but that didn't actually give us search visits. So then what I do is I was able to distribute this data to an editorial team in one of our quarterly meetings, and we agreed on a plan of action that they could write articles based off of solar on some of those topics that I had earlier, and then I still actually need to follow up to ensure that they're writing all of them. So some of the key takeaways is you need to look at the right data together, and that really I think that focused data is a lot better than having a bunch of different spreadsheets or data sources that you're looking at separately. And so the focused data was able to allow me to narrow down and to identify the keywords and the topics that we can write to produce better content. And then that data plus the action can equal success. So thank you.